Hello friends. In our previous tutorial we actually discussed that how we can insert a value in max priority queue. So in this tutorial we'll actually code the insert method which will perform the insertion into this max priority queue. So friends, in our previous tutorial we actually created one class by name maxpq which had an integer array which was nothing but our heap, and we provided a constructor which took the initial capacity of this max priority queue. We also provided two methods, isEmpty and size. So isEmpty tells us whether max priority queue is empty or not, and size method will tell us that how many elements are there into this max priority queue. So in this tutorial we will actually code about the insertion in this max priority queue. So we'll create a method as public void insert. So this insert method will take in a value which we want to insert. So here I am taking the argument as x. So inside the insert method, first we will check that whether this heap array can accommodate a new value or not. So we'll simply check that whether value of n is equal to heap.length -1 or not. So if the value of n, which is the size of this max priority queue, is equal to heap.length -1, it means the integer array is filled completely and there is no space to insert the new element. So if this condition comes out to be true, we simply resize this array dynamically, and as initial length is heap.length, we'll simply resize this array to twice of its current length. So we'll simply pass 2 into heap.length. So then we'll create a method resize. So this resize method will take the new capacity of the array. So here if the if condition comes out to be true, it means that heap array is filled completely. So into the resize method what we do, we first create a new array with whatever the capacity we pass to this resize method. After creating this new array, we simply copy each and every element from this heap to this temporary array, and then we finally reassign this heap to this newly created array. So here first we'll create a new temporary array whose length would be the capacity which we have passed. After creating this temporary integer array, we will copy each and every element from this heap to this temporary array. So we'll start from 0 and we'll traverse till heap.length. And inside this for loop, we'll simply copy the value at particular index I to this temporary array, and after copying the contents of this integer array, we'll simply reassign temp to heap. So now heap will point to an array which is of length twice of its current length. So after the resize method gets executed, the integer array heap will now have more spaces to insert new elements. So here after if block, the first thing we do is, as we are inserting a new element, we'll increment the size of this max priority queue by 1, and then we'll simply insert the value x into this heap array. So we'll simply assign the value of x at index n. And after this insertion, we know that now we have to perform bottom of heapify by creating a new method swim and by passing it the value n, because now we have to perform the bottom of heapify at index n. So here we will create a new private method swim, which will take the argument where this new index have been inserted. So inside this swim method, we'll provide a while loop, because in this while loop we'll simply compare this newly inserted value to its parent and we'll check that whether parent is less than this newly inserted value or not. So the first condition we provide is whether k is greater than 1 or not, because if k is equal to 1, then we know that currently heap has only one element, and if value of k is greater than 1, then we know that there are more than one elements into this heap. So then we'll compare the value at parent index, which is k by 2, with value at kth index, and if both the condition comes out to be true, we simply swap these two values. So here using this temporary variable, we will swap these two values. And after we perform this swap, we'll simply traverse to its parent by assigning k by 2 to k, because we need to continue shifting up till new value inserted is at correct position. That means whatever the value we inserted is at its correct position, so that the heap order property of heap is satisfied. So friend, this is how we actually insert a new value into the max priority queue. Now in the main method, let's test its working. So I will just remove this. So let's say the initial capacity of this max priority queue is 3. So here we will insert few values which we discussed in our previous slide. So first we'll insert 4. Then we'll insert 5. Then we'll insert 6. Then we'll insert 1. And then we'll insert 3. And then we'll simply print the size of the priority queue. If I run the code now, so here you can see the size it printed is 6, because we have inserted 6 elements. And also friends, if we print this heap array, so here I will create one method as print max heap. So inside this print max heap method, I am just excluding the edge cases. So I am simply providing a for loop which will iterate from I equal to 1, because into this heap array the value at 0th index is empty. So we are starting from 1 and will simply traverse I to a value n, which is nothing but the size of the max priority queue. And inside this for loop, we'll simply print the value at the ith index of this heap, and in the main method we'll simply call print max heap. And if I run the code now, you see it printed 653412, which is the same output which we discussed in our previous tutorial. And here you can see that as it is a max priority queue, the value 6, which is largest among the other values, is at index 1. So friends, in this tutorial we actually discussed how we can insert a value into this max priority queue. In our upcoming tutorial we will see how we can delete a particular element from the max priority queue. I hope you like this video. Thanks, have a nice day.